Myself, Miss Rachna Jain, Associate Professor, Department of English, Government PG College, Rajgarh, Alwar. Today in this video lecture, I am going to give you the summary of the poem The Marriage of True Minds, composed by William Shakespeare. This poem is in the syllabus of BA Part 1st, English Literature, Paper 1st, Unit A. The topics of today's lectures are Introduction to the poet William Shakespeare, about the poem The Marriage of True Minds, central idea of the poem, and in the last, the summary of the poem. Shakespeare is the greatest poet, the dramatist of the world. He was born at Stratford-on-Avon in the year 1554. He died in the year 1616. Shakespeare had no great formal education. His father's business failed, so Shakespeare was not able to complete his school education, but he had acquired some knowledge of Latin and Greek. He was a very gifted man. He had great knowledge of the world. He had wonderful insight into human nature and human relationships. No other writer in the history of English literature has given so vast a portrayal of human psychology and human nature. In his work, he has wonderfully portrayed every kind of human mood, emotion, passion, even whim and fancy. It is said that here is God's plenty. This is the most important reason for his greatness. Indeed, his success is very rare. Shakespeare has left behind 36 plays and great volumes of poetry. His plays are often categorized as tragedies, comedies, tragic comedies, romantic comedies, historical plays, Roman plays, etc. His greatest tragedies are King Lear, Hamlet, Macbeth, and Othello. His well-known comedies are As You Like It, The Merchant of Venice, Twelfth Night, A Midsummer Night's Dream. About the poem The Marriage of True Minds. Shakespeare wrote 154 sonnets in all. Out of these, 126 are addressed to a young man and 28 to a dark lady. Shakespeare loved both the lady and the young man, but dark lady fell in love with the young man whom Shakespeare loved and turned the young man away from the poet. But the poet forgave the young man. His love for him remained constant. This young man is supposed to be his patron, the Earl of Southampton, whom he called W.H. This sonnet is supposed to be addressed to the Earl of Southampton, so love here stands for friendship. Central idea of the poem, The Marriage of True Minds. In this sonnet, Shakespeare speaks about the constancy of true love. He says that true love never changes. It is always firm and constant. It is never affected by time, place, or circumstances. It is immortal and permanent. In developing the idea of the constancy of love, Shakespeare takes the help of some images. First, he uses the images from sea life. True love is like the sea mark or a lighthouse. Even tempests or storms cannot alter its course. True love is again likened to a polestar. The polestar never changes its place. It always guides the straying ships in the vast sea. The poet distinguishes the physical side of love from the spiritual side of it. He personifies time as a reaper with a sickle. It destroys all physical beauty but fails to make true love its prey. Time and place cannot affect the course of true love. True love trumps over all the obstacles and barriers that come in its way. Nothing can prevent the union of two loving hearts. The poet says that true love remains firm and constant amidst all the obstacles and oppositions of life. Although body perishes with time, but true love is not conditioned by it. The poet concludes that if his views about love are proved wrong, he would leave all claims of being called a poet. It is a typical English sonnet. It has 3 quatrains of 4 lines each and a couplet of 2 lines in the end. Its theme is love. The thought progresses slowly and has its conclusion in the couplet at the end. The rhyming scheme is AB AB, CD CD, EF EF, and GG. Summary of the poem. This sonnet deals with the meaning, nature, scope of true love. Shakespeare begins the sonnet with an emphatic observation. Obstacles and problems cannot stop the true lovers from each other. He says that no set of circumstances can change the feeling of love, because true love does not depend upon them. It cannot be criticized by any force. It is actually permanent mark in the ocean of life, which shows a way to man who lost his direction in the life. The love is not called true love if it changes with the passing of the time. Poet says that just as the polestar shows the way to ships that have lost their direction in the sea, similarly, true love helps a man who is confused. Just as a polestar watches the storms in the sea, but it doesn't move from its place, in the same way, there may be many obstacles in the way of true love. Love watches them, but it never changes. Finally, the poet compares true love with a polestar and says, whose worth is unknown, although his height can be taken. In the third stanza, Shakespeare shows the differences between mere physical love and true love and declares that true love cannot be destroyed or perished by the force of time, which ends everything. He means to say that physical love is affected by time, but true love is not affected by the time. Even it remains the same till the doomsday. In the concluding couplet, Shakespeare represents his poetic gift and says that if his statement about true love is wrong, then he should never be regarded as a poet. The couplet is very much emphatic. So the sonnet may be analyzed within the 3 or 4 points. First, true love overcomes all obstacles. It never dies. Even if the other party is faithless, true love remains constant and firm. It remains firm like a lighthouse or like a pole star. Secondly, like the pole star, it exercises a strange influence on men. However, its exact nature can be felt only, but it cannot be measured. Thirdly, true love persists through ages and ill health, right up to death and even beyond death. Fourthly, the poet is willing to stake the whole of his literary reputation if someone proves the reverse of this statement. All lovers who loved truly in the past have confirmed the truth underlying this statement mentioned in the poem. And lastly, Shakespeare asserts that this definition of love has always been in his writing and dealing with men. He hopes that he will continue to do so in future also. So students, in this video lecture, I have explained you the summary of the poem The Marriage of True Minds. This summary will help you to understand the explanation of this poem. In the next video, I will explain you entire poem. That's all for the day. Thank you for listening to my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.